Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brandon Morvillis. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Here with Lady Raider Volleyball coming your way here this evening from Ball Gymnasium on the campus of Ball State University here in Muncie, Indiana. We appreciate you all for joining us as we have your 9-1 Wapahani Raiders taking on the 14-1 Muncie Burris Owls. We'll get right into things here with our Raiders Live pregame, presented by the Liberty Perry Alumni Association. Wapahani is 2 for 2 so far on the week. Tuesday night we traveled to Hagerstown to take on the Lady Tigers, in which Wapahani was able to win that one in straight sets over a very, very good Hagerstown team. They were ranked number 3 in Class 2A. Wapahani ranked number 2. Now, last night, got a big conference win against Eastern Hancock at home, and then right back at it again tonight with another big-time showdown and a renewed rivalry here between us and Muncie Burris. Wapahani coming in, again, ranked number 2 in Class 2A on the season. Muncie Burris coming in, ranked number 1 in Class 3A. So it's going to be a great ball game to be able to be a part of here this evening. This is a game that we've been really looking forward to here for a while now, especially with the likes of Mr. Steve Shondell back at the helm of things here at Muncie Burris. It only seems right, that he's back at the helm of things, and he's gotten this team going in the right direction. Got to give him a lot of credit and his coaching staff a lot of credit. They've done a real nice job with this team, and they've had a very good team now for especially probably the last 3 or 4 years, most notably. But this year they've really been off to a nice start here, 14-1. And so it's going to be a nice challenge here this evening. There's no question about that. They was at Delta last night, swept them. Obviously, we beat Delta this year as well already. But, Wapahani coming in here now, we've really been playing a whole lot better volleyball. Like I've already said, you had that minor hiccup against Yorktown. But really, we've played good this year. It's such a young team, but I think, these ladies are definitely starting to come together, and you can start to see, especially some of the youngsters, get this experience and utilizing these opportunities from an experience standpoint to grow, not only individually but as a team. And it's really exciting to watch, even watching them in warm-ups here. It's just nice, to be able to watch them and go out here and play the game they love, and they're so good. I mean, they really, truly are, and I hope that they just continue to grow as not only as the year goes along, but as the years go along here. But we take a look here. I got some stats earlier here today from MaxPreps.com. These teams, not completely all that similar, only because there's a 5-game gap. With Muncie Burris already playing 15 games, Wapahani has now played 10. But Wapahani comes in here 334 kills on the year, which is an average of 11.9%, while Muncie Burris 504 kills on the season, 12.6 kills per set. Hitting percentage were a little bit better than Muncie Burris, so keeping it inside the lines is extremely important. We have a 285 overall hitting percentage, while Muncie Burris a 255 hitting percentage. Also, total blocks, they can get up. They have recorded 43 blocks on this season. Muncie Burris has. Wapahani with a grand total of 31. Also, 439 digs for the Raiders compared to 610 for Muncie Burris. So, again, having that 5-game gap, if you will, some of these numbers are going to definitely be inflated more for Muncie Burris. I'm sure, if they played the same amount of games, I'm sure it would probably be right about the same, if not maybe a plus on our side. It's hard to say. But nonetheless, the table's kind of been set here. It's going to be a great ball game here tonight. We have a lot of fans here on our side. Muncie Burris, they have a pretty decent showing here as well. Kind of surprised that this place isn't packed quite yet. But I know we're here. We're ready to get things going here tonight. We're hoping that they come out here and put a great game together here against the Muncie Burris Owls. And again, we appreciate you all for joining us. We'll step aside here for a break. Again, this has been our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Liberty Perry Alumni Association. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineups and the national anthem live here on the WHS Network.
get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
Folks, welcome back here live on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again, I'm Brandon Morvillas. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. We'll take a look here at tonight's teams. First and foremost will be the Wapahani Lady Raiders. We'll start off here with number 1, Olivia Smith. So number 2, Reese Banker. Number 3, Emily Stewart. So number 4, Gracie Stanley. Number 5, Emma Shaw. Number 6, Ashton Zigraff. Number 7, Chloe Cook. Number 8, Allison Stewart. Number 9, Mallory Summers. Number 10, Riley Felton. Number 11, Macy Bowden. Number 12, Cameron Wise. And number 16, Cadence Brewer. And the manager here for Wapahani, Alec Perry, and the coaching staff, head coach, this is Katie Weir, assisted by Paige Williamson, Lindy Davis, and Madison Mangus. So again, that is your Wapahani Raiders. Now we'll take a look here at the Muncie Burris Owls. Starting off here with number 1, Lauren Nixon. Number 2, Ellie Halbert. Number 3, Abigail Kessler. Number 4, Maddie Dungan. Number 5, Haley Allison. Number 6, Mara Perry. Number 8, Helen Beach. Number 9, Peyton Wallace. Number 11, Emily Adamowitz. Number 14, Paige Horine. Number 15, Brenna Livingston. Number 17, Corrine Meyer. Number 18, Sophia Manor. And number 21, Kylie Wagaman. And the Lady Owls, under the tutelage of Steve Shondell, assisted by Jim Craig, also Quinn Isaacson, Eric Stout, and Mia Taberson. So, folks, that's tonight's rosters as we get this showdown going here tonight again between Class 3A number 1 Muncie Burris and Class 2A number 2 Wapahani, live here on the WHS Network. We'll be back right after this. All righty, folks, welcome back here again. This time I'd like to again take a look at some big keys here tonight for Wapahani. Obviously, we've got to control up there on the net. They got some nice heavy hitters here with Muncie Burris to deal with. Lauren Nixon, one of those, 122 kills on the year. Also, Abigail Kessler coming in with 150 kills on the year. And then another young lady they're going to have to take a look at. Here and there, can definitely collect some kills, and that's Mara Perry, 48 kills on the year. Mostly the setter here for Muncie Burris, but can still get the job done. This is a very, very talented team. So Wapahani has got to be successful up there close to the net there, possibly, just changing things up, be able to block some balls, and hopefully in the backcourt we'll be able to do their job there with Emily Stewart and also Olivia Smith and any other lady, young lady that's there in the back row. They've got to be able to do the job and make sure we're passing, set, and killing. That's the name of the game. So hopefully we're able to do that with success here tonight, and that should be a great ball game here from Ball Gymnasium. Again, we thank you for joining us here tonight on this lovely Thursday night of Lady Raider Volleyball as we'll get things started here tonight with number 6, Mara Perry back to serve. Summers will dig it out. Stewart with a set up to Shuck as we'll keep it alive here from Manor. Stewart now sets it to Cook on the attack. Dug out that time by Wallace. Smith with the dig. Stewart back to Cook once more, changing it up right there. Little soft touch over the net. Stewart keeps it alive. Now Smith and Summers. Soft touch there again. And that's going to be inbounds. Point there for Muncie Burris, and it's 1-0 outs. You can just kind of feel it here, at the ball game. It's something different, and this rivalry has always been big time anyway, and very interesting as the years have went along, especially in those years when we first started broadcasting. But this is kind of, you can kind of feel that energy here a little bit in this early going. 2-0 Owls early in this opening set. Again, still Perry back to serve. Dug out there by Smith, set up to Cook. Block kept alive by Summers again. That was one thing I talked about before. They are a blocking machine, Muncie Burris is. They got some height and some athletic ability, and they can definitely get up in the air. Tipped over by Shuck. Perry with the set up there to Nixon, but missed time there, didn't get much on it. Manor now on the attack. Smith with the dig. Stewart sets it back to Cook once more. And right there's another defender, Kessler, as it is a quick 3-0 Muncie Burris lead here in set 1. Smith will handle that one there. There's Stewart. Sets it to Summers in the back row, and miss hit there into the net. 4-0 Burris. So coming out a little flat here in the beginning. Summers digs it out there. Stewart with a set up to Cook on the attack there. Handled by Beach. There's Smith. Stewart back to Wise. Blocked again. And that's going to be off the hands and out of bounds off of the Raiders. So not looking too pretty here early as head coach Katie Weir will take a timeout here for Wapahani, and we'll stick right here with you during the timeout. Again, this will be our Stoops Automotive Group game break. Again, just kind of coming out a little flat here. Still, we're bringing the energy here. We're getting after, seemingly everything, but so is Muncie Burris, and every time, we're going for that big time hit, they're there to block it or whatever the case, and so then we're changing it up, and even, when we just barely tip it over the net, They're right there to get it. So right now, this team definitely reminds me a lot of like Yorktown, to be quite frank with you, because of the simple fact of they are able to be everywhere on the court seemingly at all times. So kudos there to the Owls so far through the first 5 points of the ball game. But the Raiders have got to get something figured out and hopefully generate some points and some momentum back their direction. So coming back out of the timeout here again, Mara Perry still back to serve here for the Lady Owls and a 5-0 lead early here in set number 1. We'll see Wise, Stewart, set to Cook. Dug out there by Beach. Manor will get it across. Here we go, a little free ball action here. Wise will get the Raiders on the board. Finding some open real estate there on the back corner. 5-1, and Reese Baker now see her first action of the night here for the Lady Raiders. Nice serve right there, skipped over the top of the net. There's Nixon on the attack there, and maybe some miscommunication on behalf of the Raiders. Looked to have been Stewart's ball, but Summers dove after it there, thought she could get there in time, but unable to get anything on it. Unfortunately, the Raiders now down 6-1. Baker to Stewart, set to Wise. Number 11, Adamowitz there on the attack. That was dug out by Smith. Summers trying to find that back corner to no prevail. Smith there again with the dig. Back to Summers once more. Tries to change it up again. Baker to Stewart. Back to Summers. Some good action right here. Shuck will get it over now. Dug out there in the back row. Set back up to Adamowitz. And there's Ellie Halbert with the kill. So good action right there really on both sides, but unfortunately there for the Raiders, couldn't get anything to fall in. As now we'll see number 8, Helen Beach, back to serve here for Muncie Burris. Smith digs it. Stewart with a set up to Wise, and again finding now the opposite corner now on the other side of the floor. 7-2 now. Wise back to serve. Let's see if we can maybe generate a little momentum here. Because obviously you cannot afford any kind of big-time gap here between points, and unfortunately one done here for Wise, as now we'll see Lauren Nixon back to serve here for Muncie Burris. Another 6-point lead here for the Lady Owls. Summers will dig it out. Stewart with a set up. Summers puts it down, but well out of bounds. Also, we see Cadence Brewer in here now for Wapahani. And that's going to head out of bounds. Back to a 6-point ball game here with Emily Stewart returning to action here for the Raiders. So she will now drop back to serve. Again, Wapahani down 9-3. Still got a long way to go, but you got to make up some ground. Nice serve there, handled, and Kessler on the attack. Stewart laying out for it. And Kessler with the kill. So number 17, Horan Meyer, back there to serve, and shanked off the hands there of Stewart. And obviously it is all Muncie Burris here in set number 1. There's Stewart to Stewart, now to Summers. Off the hands there and kept alive. Somehow they get it over. Trying to find that back corner. Nixon gets there. Nice layout from Italy. Back to Summers once more. And this team is everywhere. Nice hustle from Olivia Smith, and the Raiders will get it over. But tipped back across by Kessler. And lands in there for another point and another timeout by Wapahani. 12-3. Lady Owls will step aside here for a quick commercial break. We'll be back right after this. All right, folks, welcome back. Coming out of the timeout here again, Muncie Burris all over your Lady Raiders here so far. 12-3. And head coach Katie Weir obviously not too happy during that last timeout, which, well, rightfully so. Just haven't been able to get anything going here so far. Hopefully things will change here for us, but hasn't been too pretty for the Lady Raiders so far here in this one. Kessler with a set up there to Perry, and that's going to sail out of bounds. Very, very lucky right there for Wapahani, as we'll see Chloe Cook back into the Lady Raider lineup, and now Mallory Summers will be back to serve. Nice serve there from Mallory. And Nixon hits that one into the net. So first time all game here, Wapahani has managed to collect 2 points in a row. Set up there to Kessler. Oh my. They're saying that was inbounds, looked to have been out by pretty good margin, but nonetheless, they're sticking with the call, and it's 13-5 Muncie Burris. So we'll see Emily Adamowitz back to serve. Floater serve there, handled by Brewer. Set up to Cook. And Kessler out of bounds there, now 13-6. Right back in here is Cameron Wise. And now serving will be Olivia Smith. Get a 7-point game. Still within striking distance here, but we've got to start making things happen, and right now that's unfortunately not occurring. So we'll see Kessler now serving for Muncie Burris. Summers with the dig, nice tip over by Allison Stewart. Emily Stewart lays out for that one as that one hits out of bounds. And some of these woes continue. Smith, Stewart, Wise. That's really about the only thing that's been going right for Wapahani so far here this evening. And I mean, that's not to, I guess, say, hey, this person's better than someone else, but it's been working. That's one thing that has been working for us here. We've been able to get that quick set to Wise really to work out pretty good here for us. But these 1 point at a time, and that's it. That's one thing we can't have. So again, 16-7. We'll see Mara Perry back to serve here for the Owls. Summers set up there by Stewart. And I'm going to say it was 2 hits on Wapahani. I thought that might have been tipped by the Owls right there, but nonetheless, that was not the call. Stewart to Cook. Nice lay out there from Allison. And a little free ball action here for Muncie Burris. Set up there to Manor, and good job by Summers pulling her hands back just in time as that sailed out of bounds. Reese Baker back into Wapahani's lineup. Floater serve there from Baker. Perry with a set up there to Halbert, and in there again for the Lady Owls, 18-8. Number 11 now, Emily Adamowitz back in here to the Owls. Summers right there on the attack, mishandled by Adamowitz.
Serving for Wapahani, Cameron Wise.
So Cameron Wise back to serve. And again, another one mishandled. So an ace there for Wise, and the Raiders now back within 8. And that's going to sail out of bounds.
Point Burris. Serving for Nixon.
So Nixon now serving for Burris. Smith with the handling there and set over to Summers, inbounds for the kill. I think that might be her first one of the night. We'll have to see her get going here as Emily Stewart will return to action for Emma Schuck. Dug out by Adamowitz, set to Nixon. Emily Stewart with the dig. Perry back now to Kessler. And that heads out of bounds after the hit by, or the dig by Smith. So Stewart will get it over. Perry just tips it over the net, and again, everyone's just kind of sleeping right now. I'm not quite sure how to exactly explain it. So Meyer back to serve, up 21-11. Again, the service pressure has been truly something as well. Got to give a lot of credit there to Muncie Burris. Again, I'm not trying to sound like a broken record, but as of right now here in this first set, again, it's not went quite the way that we was hoping. Nice job there by Brewer. Kessler really didn't get hardly anything on it, just enough, and then Brewer right there tip it right back down for the block, and now 22-12 here with Cook back in and Summers back to serve. Dug out by Nixon. That was Kessler on the attack there. Now We'll see Perry set to Kessler again off the hands of Allison Stewart. And so now the Owls just 2 points away from taking the first set. We'll see Emily Adamowitz there serving. Set to Cook. There's Nixon, Perry. Nice layout from Summers right there to keep it alive. Perry again with a setup, this time to Kessler, and nobody there.
The Owls have arrived at set point.
Summers, Stewart, now to Cook, tipped and right back at it, set back to Cook once more. Adamowitz with the dig, and tell you what, Perry has a very sneaky hit right there as Muncie Burris takes the first set here this evening, 25-12. Step aside here for a break, and we'll be back with second set action live here on the WHS Network.
Need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Stop on in at Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Fain in the 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. Alrighty, welcome back here, folks. Again, Brandon Morvillius alongside here with me, cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. 25-12 first set victory here for Muncie Burris over your Wapahani Lady Raiders. And so, we come back out here in the second set. Obviously, we've got to have a different approach to things and a different attitude. I think, we got down there, and I think things, not only went sour with the way we was playing, but just overall our mentality and mindset was hey, we couldn't get back into it. We was very capable of doing so. We was down at one point, I think, by right around 7 points or so. Towards the closing part of the set there, I think we was down maybe 18 or 11, something like that. But nonetheless, you can't get down early like we did. We was down 5-0 from the very get-go in there in the first set, and possibly I think maybe even a couple points after that. But you got to put that in the rearview mirror, learn from whatever mistakes you made, and get back after it here in set number 2 again with a whole new mindset and hopefully a different. I don't know if I'd necessarily say a different game plan, but we got to do something different. That's for sure. So we'll see what happens here as Reese Baker will open up set number 2 of the evening. Myra Perry with a set up there, tipped across there from, I think that might have been Kessler or Nixon. It was Nixon on the attack there. And the Shuck changes it up a little bit. And again, Muncie Burris right there to get it. Summers on the attack this time around off the hands there of Nixon. Tipped across by Perry. And missed time, but Olivia Smith right there to save Wise. Stewart, Baker, now the Shuck. Blocked. Summers on the attack this time and right between the defenders. And that's a much better start this time around. 1-0 Raiders. Dug out there, set up to Manor, and Smith with the dig. Nice layout there. Baker on the attack. Perry with a soft tip over the net. There's Smith again with a setup now to Summers. And a little soft touch of her own. This is a lot more like, and even in the first set, you could tell we was playing with energy, but then there'd be other times where it's kind of, maybe a little too laid back. But it wasn't from the lack of playing hard, but we just didn't play good. And sometimes that happens. But now, again, we put that in the rearview mirror. You're already out to a 3-0 start to begin the second set. That's good to see. You have a whole new different mindset of how this game's going to go, and hopefully that then translate into the overall outcome here. And another ace. And it is a quick 4-0 lead here for the Lady Raiders here in set number 2. Quick pause in the action here. Young lady's got to tie her shoe. Mara Perry. All right, so the shoe's been tied. Baker back to serve. Perry with a setup back to Manor again. Smith will get there. Stewart sets it to Summers. Nice dig right there from Beach. And all in for the kill. 5-0. Wise on the attack there. Perry sets it over to Nixon, and that's going to be off the hands of Allison Stewart and out of bounds. So 5-1 now with number 2, Ellie Halbert back in here for the Lady Owls, and Mara Perry back to serve. Smith with the dig. Stewart sets it over to Summers. Now we're starting to see that success here from our hitting. That was one thing we did not see at all hardly in the first set. And we had good opportunities and really some good hits, but there was always someone right there to dig it out, or maybe a deflection, whatever the case might have been. So we couldn't get those balls that were hit good and hit smart, from a smart standpoint. We couldn't get them to go, but another block right there by Brewer, and it's 7-1. Just got to keep it rolling here. 7-1, back to serve is Wise. Dug out there, set up by Perry, there to Kessler. Baker with the dig. Wise will get there. And a little free ball action here for Muncie Burris. Nixon on the attack. There's Wise once more. Set to Summers. Yes! And it's 8-1 Wapahani. So defensively, things have definitely changed here for Burris. As Wise will serve that out of bounds. With these, few points already here in this second set, defensively, they're much different. Which, that's a great thing. Finally, Wapahani is able to find some open holes here. But we'll see Beach back to serve. And out of bounds. Nice foot vision there by Baker and Smith. So 9-2 Raiders here. Emily Stewart back in here for Emma Shaw. Nice serve there from Emily. Kessler gets it over. Here we go. Stewart with a set up to Summers. And for the kill. And it's 10-2 Raiders. Talk about a tale of two sets. Both teams completely playing opposite of one another here in this one. Timeout taken by the Owls. And we'll stick right here with you during the timeout to thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. I'd like to thank Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC dealership owned by Randy Stoops and located at 4055 West Clara Lane in Muncie, Indiana. Stoops has a wide variety of brand new and pre-owned vehicles of quality brand names. So if you have an interest in a vehicle, like to know more information about one, you can contact Stoops at 765-288-1903 and also visit their online website at stoopsauto.com. Again, that is Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC dealership. Stoops is driven to be the best. Also, special thanks to FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors, Ted Cook and Joanne Davis. Let Ted and Joanne be the key to all of your real estate needs. Buying, selling, or investment properties, you get the job done. So call Ted Cook at 765-744-8143 and Joanne Davis at 765-748-1316. Again, that is FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors, Ted Cook, and Joanne Davis. So back out of timeout here. Again, we'll see Emily Stewart back to serve. The Raiders here with a 10-2 lead here in set number 2. And I've really gotten some things going here for us. I've just got to keep it up. That's a fine dig there from Emily Stewart. Baker to Stewart. Summers out of bounds. Man, I had a nice build-up right there and everything. So unfortunate there for the Raiders. Couldn't come away with that point. And we'll see Lauren Nixon now back to serve. And that's going to be an ace right in front of Stewart and right behind Summers. Stewart to Stewart, back to Summers, and 4 hits. So 3 consecutive points put together here by the Owls. That's about all you can give them, that's for sure. Summers back on the attack, and now you're starting to see Muncie Burris starting to get a hand in on everything again, and now we're making some more mistakes of our own. Now 2 hits, all on the Raiders. So you have an error from the standpoint of knowing where you're out on the floor with an ace, then 2 hits, and little things like that obviously are proven costly. Block that time, and that's going to land in there for a point for the Raiders. That was off the hand of Halbert.
Serving for Wapahani is Mallory Summers.
Chloe Cook now back in here for Wapahani. Mallory Summers back to serve. Wapahani here with a 5-point lead in set number 2. Again, you are just now joining us, Muncie Burris, with a 1-0 lead as they took the first set 25-12. As Kessler with a miss hit there, hits it into the net. (12-6). Summers again back to serve. Perry sets it over the net. Stewart right back after it there, and that's going to head out of bounds. Nice court vision there by the Stewart sisters.
Point Raiders.
So Beach trying to get it in bounds, unable to, and the Raiders now with a 7-point lead. A floater serve right there, handled by Adamowitz. Kessler on the attack, and off the hand and inbounds, just in front of the outstretched hands of Olivia Smith. And number 17, Corin Meyer, will be back in here and now serving. And into the net. So Wise back in for Brewer. Smith back in there to serve. Kessler, over to Perry as she sets it over the net. Very nice job right there. Completely threw off the defense there of the Raiders. And just set it right over the net, right over the hands. And down and inbounds, 14-8 now. Served there by Adamowitz just a moment ago. Wise on the attack. In there for the kill. A nice game here so far from Wise. Obviously we've started to now see Summers really become a nice factor here. It's always good to get her going. Leading the team in kills so far this season, Summers with 121. Kessler on the attack, sneaks it in there. So changing things up with some of the sets. So there to the right side that time, found Kessler to sneak it inside the sideline. And back to a 6-point lead here for Wapahani. Smith to Stewart to Wise. Nice quick set there, handled. And Nixon will get it across. Now Perry back to Nixon again. And the absolute stuff from Cameron Wise. Reese Baker now in here and back to serve. Nice serve there from Baker, handled by Beach. Set now to Nixon, blocked. I think that might have been either Wise or Shuck on the block there. Summers on the attack. In there. Kessler dove after it, couldn't get there in time, so another kill for Mallory Summers. She's had a very good second set, and again, you know, the bad thing was, I mean, yeah, there was some times, yes, we definitely played bad there in the first set, but we had a lot of good things going for us, just nothing would fall in. Simply because defensively, Muncie Burris was solid. Now, again, granted, we kind of created some of our own problems as well, but we're starting to find some holes in this Muncie Burris team out there on the floor. So Perry back there to serve, and that worked out pretty well right there. Smith dug it out, got it over the net, and the Owls couldn't get there, and ends up in the point here for the Lady Raiders. So we'll see Cadence Brewer back in and Cameron Wise serving. And into the net. Unfortunate error right there for Cameron. As we will see, I think Adamowitz just came back in. Either that or Halbert. I couldn't tell the number that came back in there, but nonetheless we have Helen Beach back to serve. Summers, Stewart. Back to Summers again and blocked. And nobody back there in the backcourt. I think we might have been a little too close to the net right there. You got to have at least one person back there just in case. Smith to Stewart, now to Summers. Blocked and deflected right back up. Now Shuck on the attack. Dug from Perry. Adamowitz this time around. Smith will get there. Back to Summers once more. Soft touch over the net. Nixon might have got away with a 2-hit right there. Now to Summers and blocked out of bounds. Very, very close right there, but Summers let it fall. She's seen where it fell out, and it worked out good for us. So 19-12 now. Emily Stewart back in for Emma Schutt. And Stewart will drop back to serve. With a 19-12 lead for the Raiders. And skipped over the top of the net, and it's an ace. 20-12 Raiders. Dug out there by Beach. Perry with a set up to Nixon and out of bounds. I talked about it earlier. If you can just get them off their game here a little bit, from a hitting standpoint, we'll have a timeout here by Muncie Burris. We'll stick right here during the timeout. But they have a .255 hitting percentage. That's really not all that great, so if we can just get them out of their game a little bit here, then, might be able to change some things in the good side for us. And obviously we've seen that a lot more here in this second set. So definitely, good to see us come back, after, not quite the set we was hoping for there in the first set. Come back, have I guess a little bit of a different attitude about things here. You got to have your mindset in the right place. And, that's first and foremost. And then, we've got to then put it out there on the floor and hope things work out, and so far it has. In set number 2 as we're up 21-12. And Muncie Burris getting ready to head back out here onto the floor. So Burris has no more timeouts left here in set number 2. Wapahani still with all 2 of their timeouts left. Emily Stewart back to serve. Beach with a dig. Perry with the setup to Nixon and off the hands of Smith and out of bounds. So a point and goes there to Muncie Burris. Stewart with a dig. Stewart sets it up. Brewer gets an across, mishandled, and they'll get it over. Nicely done there, but unfortunately Allison had the right idea. Just didn't get the ball over there. Need to get up in the air just a little bit more. So again, Nixon serving. Smith with a dig, set up to Summers. Got on, didn't get on top of that one. Stewart, Summers. Nixon gets there. Mara Perry now to Kessler. And now things are starting to turn back in the other direction, and a timeout taken here by Wapahani. So we'll go ahead and step aside for a timeout of our own here, folks. Again, 21-16. Raiders lead it here in set number 2. We'll be back with more here on the WHS Network. Okay, so again, returning from the timeout, again, Wapahani with a 21-16 lead, was 21-12, I believe. So things have kind of fell off a little bit here for the Raiders. Got to regroup. We've seen it happen one too many times here where we've had a nice sizable lead and things have gotten away from us. So nice job right there, Cadence Brewer, having the Muncie Burris little run come to a screeching halt there as Cadence Brewer is able to find that back corner with some open area. And it's 22-16 now. Coley Cook back in for the Raiders. And we'll see Mallory Summers back to serve. That's handled by Animowitz. She'll get it over, blocked by Brewer. Kept alive. Here we go. Stewart sets it to Cook. Dug out by Beach. Perry back to Kessler. And off the hand of Emily Stewart and out of bounds. Now we'll see Ellie Halbert serving for the Lady Owls. Down by just 5. Set to Brewer. There's Halbert. Perry. Nice job right there. A little bit of a trickery again. Off the hand of Brewer, out of bounds, and now 22-18.
Come on, Raiders, let's go.
Gotta finish, ladies. Gotta finish. Stewart, Cook. Yes. The winning recipe for point number 23. As we'll see number 17, Corin Meyer in here for the Lady Owls. Also, I think Cameron Wise just came into the game. Another point there for the Raiders, and now here we are at set point. 24-18, Smith back to serve. It's handled there by Nixon. Kept alive and tipped across by Perry. Here we go, quick set to Wise and pushed it just a bit too far and out of bounds. Sophia Manor back in for the Lady Owls, and serving will be Emily Adamowitz. Stewart over to Cook. Blocked. Smith won't get there in time. And now the lead down to 4. We just need one more point. One more. That's all. 24-20. See if the Raiders can get it done. Summers, Stewart, and some girls tripped over each other that time, and now we'll have another timeout here by the Raiders. Those are little things that make us, I wouldn't say necessarily look bad, but just very unfortunate. That's the timing of it all. You know, Cook was was going for the ball, and just got tripped up with a couple other ladies, and that is what it is. Nonetheless, here we'll thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. Liberty Perry Alumni Association, Richard Morris is the president. Liberty Perry Alumni Association serves as the Wapahani Center and Selma High School alumni. Make sure to visit their online website at www.libertyperryalumni.com to get information on any events and to purchase any Wapahani-related items on their web store. Also, to purchase an engraved brick for the alumni brick walkway out at Wapahani, just simply fill out a form which is on the homepage of the alumni website. So greatly appreciate the Liberty Perry Alumni Association. So again, still set point. Adam Woods back to serve. And Smith will get it over with free ball action here for Muncie Burris. Kessler, Summers lays out for it. Now to Cook and out of bounds. I'll give us this much, we definitely like to make things interesting. That's for sure. All right, there's Weiss. Stewart. Cook. Yes! There we go. The magic number 25, and the Raiders take set number 2, 25-22, as this game is now tied up at 1 set apiece. So, we're going to regroup, and we'll get back to y'all here in set number 3, coming up live on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
All right, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Brandon Morvillius alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Again, live here on the WHS Network as we get geared up here for set number 3 of the evening. Again, if you are just now joining us, Muncie Burris took the first set in commanding fashion, 25-12. But hey, the Raiders coming right back at them there with a 25-22 second set victory, as we are now tied at 1 set apiece here in tonight's ball game. And what's definitely been interesting, you know, that second set was a lot more what I expected it to be. First set, obviously, not so much, but nonetheless, we came right back, had a short memory about things, and really like how we answered right back at them. Now, you know, this third set is very, very big. You know, because not only does it give you the lead, but it gives you, you know, not only the positivity and the confidence, but kind of that added edge there a little bit that you might need to finish off the ball game. So this is a very, very big set right here, as we are ready to get things going here for set number 3. Back to serve for Muncie Burris will be Mara Perry. Dug out there by Summers, tipped across by Shaw. Nice dig from Smith, set to Cook. Trying to find that corner there along the sideline. Nixon tips it over the net and in play. And it is 1-0 Muncie Burris. They was calling for that violation on the Lady Owls, but nobody made the call, so nonetheless, 1-0. And Smith to Stewart, now to Cook. Yep, Cook. Tied at 1, Cook with the kill. Baker back in here, so you got Cook that keeps on cooking and bake. It's Baker right here. It's about to, I guess, bake up the Owls. I don't know. We'll try to think of something new and fresh, I guess, for the broadcast coming up. Always try to think of something fun to keep all of you out there on your toes a little bit. All right, Nixon with the dig set there by Perry to Halbert. Smith, the fine dig right there. Now to Summers. Yes! Heck yes, 3-1. Raiders on top. Riding the line right there was Mallory Summers with the kill. Kessler to Perry, now to Maynard. Put there by Shuck. Good ball right there. Send it back into the deep corner. Stewart now with his quick set to Wise. Beach will get a hand in on it. Now to Nixon and blocked by the combo of Wise and Summers. 3-1 Wapahani. Quick set there to Manor, dug out. Here we go, set back to Summers. Smith, Stewart, Wise. Beach again gets the hand in on it, but Manor sends that bounce. It would have been a net violation either way. But 4-1 start here for the Raiders. Got to keep it rolling. Serving to the net there by Baker. So that'll make it 4-2. Adamowitz back into the Owls lineup. And now serving will be number 8, Helen Beach. Baker with a dig. Stewart sets it up to Shuck. Kessler's there. Perry now to Nixon. Off the hands of Smith, and a little free ball action here for Burris. Right on the line. Beautifully done right there with Mallory Summers. Of course, I doubt that she knew that it would be that close, but that was a great unintentional ball placement right there for Mallory Summers. Set up to Adamowitz. Deflected up in the air. Here's Wise. Set over to Shuck. Laying out there was Kessler again. Adamowitz will knock that one home for the kill. So point goes to the Burris Owls. Smith back in here for Wise. And now Lauren Nixon back to serve for Muncie Burris. Summers, Stewart, very close set right there. That was bad from the get-go there, not a great pass. And Stewart trying to do what she could there with that pass to set it up, and just unfortunate from the get-go. So see what happens here now. 5-4 lead. We'll have Baker, Stewart, Brewer on the attack that time around. Mara Perry with a set up to Halbert, and off the hand of Brewer. So that lead now dwindled down to zilch, 5-5. Dug out again by Summers, set right back to her. That's saved there by Perry, nicely done there. To Summers, dug out by Beach that time. Nixon with soft touch over the net. Stewart back to Summers once more. Nice dig again from Nixon. Adamowitz, Smith, Stewart, Brewer. Yes! And the Raiders have taken the lead 6-5. Emily Stewart back in here for Emma Shuck. So Emily will now drop back here to serve with the Raiders leading by 1 here in set number 3. Again, I've already talked about it. This is a very, very crucial set for both teams. Kessler on the attack, nails it, and is able to get it done right there to tie it up at 6. We'll see Ellie Halbert back to serve. Smith handles it there, set up to Brewer, and just out of bounds. That's pretty good, really, overall. Nice pass, nice set. Brewer, good ball right there, just couldn't keep it in bounds. Very close, but Stewart now to Summers. Inbounds. Nicely done, Mallory. It's had a real nice game. Yeah, a couple hiccups here or there, but that's just part of the game. Everybody has hiccups from time to time. We'll see Chloe Cook back in here into the Raider lineup. Mallory Summers back to serve. Nice serve right there. Great service pressure. And that's going to be a lift called on Burris. Again, here's the Raiders retake the lead here, 8-7. Meyer there with the dig, set up there to Adamowitz. Stewart back to Cook. And got it on the side right there as she hits that one out of bounds. Tell you what, though, that's another young lady that's definitely going to have a very promising future here. Just watching her in pregame warm-ups, Chloe Cook bringing a lot of force, able to get up, ton of athletic ability. I say it time and time and again, the Raiders have really a very nice core group of hitters here. I mean, you know, it's just not relying just solely on one to you know, take a brunt of the workload here. I mean, you've got multiple girls that can be very successful hitters. Cook, one of them. Adamowitz there with a dig, and that's going to sail out of bounds off the hand of Perry. Good hustle. But nothing to show for there as the Raiders, again, retake the lead now 9-8. Cameron Wise back in here. And we'll see Olivia Smith back to serve. Beach now to Perry. Kessler, as that's blocked, and hit off the antenna. Very unfortunate there because it landed in bounds. So tied at 9 now. Kessler back to serve. Stewart with a dig. Stewart sets it up to Cook. A little miscommunication there by the Burris Sounds, but somehow get it back over. Quick set to Wise. Bringing the missile. 10-9 Raiders. Back in comes Emma Schuck for Emily Stewart. And now Allison Stewart will be back to serve. Perry sets it to Nixon, and that's going to sail out of bounds after that was off of, not sure if that was Stewart or, Smith or Summers right there. Either way, that's a kill and a point number 10 now for Burris, as it's now tied at 10. Third set action again here from Ball Gymnasium here on the campus of Ball State University here in Muncie, Indiana. Again, nobody back there in that back row. So 11-10. Burris back on top. Again, Perry back to serve. Floater serve there. There's Wise. Stewart sent to Cook. Cooking that one down for point number 11.
Back in for Wapahani.
Back in will come Baker. Reese Baker. Nice floater serve from Baker. Perry with a setup to Nixon and blocked by Wise.
Over clear. Point Raiders.
So Wapahani has retaken the lead now, 12-11. Baker back to serve again there. Nice floater serve, handled by Halbert. Perry with a setup to Nixon. Stewart gets there, Smith now to Summers. Kessler with a dig. Good free ball action here. Got to use this. Quick set to Wise, blocked. Here we go again now to Summers. Smith with the dig, tipped right back down. Tied at 12, Helen Beach back to serve. Now floater there, Varone. Set to Wise and off of Kessler. And Wise laying into that one with Brewer back in for Wapahani. Cameron Wise back to serve. And that's going to be inbounds, they're saying. We're close over there, but we'll have it now tied at 13. Lauren Nixon back to serve. Another floater here. Stewart with a set to Brewer. And there's no tip. It sailed out of bounds, so I mean, I couldn't necessarily tell right there, but I know the fans aren't all that happy. Nice job there by Mallory Summers laying out for that one, blocked. That's going to be 4 hits. Yep, all right. Couldn't tell if it might have been blocked or not. So works out in favor of Wapahani this time around, now tied at 14. Emily Stewart back in here for shot. And Stewart will be back to serve. A serve there from Emily. Kessler back at it, handled there by Stewart. Smith with the setup to Summers. Now Adamowitz. Smith back to Summers again. Beach with the dig that time around. Baker, Stewart. Oh, nice soft touch right there by Summers. Changing it up a little bit. Laying out was Emily. Back to Mallory again. And knocks it home. Raiders back on top here by 1. This is good stuff right here. This is great volleyball. When you can have a competitive game like this, it would be nice if we could be up by more than what we are, but you just like that competitiveness. You like a good, hard-nosed ball game. So tied now at 15. We'll see Ellie Halbert back to serve. Floater again, Baker gets there. Stewart tips it over and out of bounds. Baker, Stewart, Brewer, and out of bounds again. Can't start falling off now, and smart timeout there by head coach Katie Weir. She'll take a timeout here, and we'll take a timeout with them. 17-15. Lady Owls lead your Lady Raiders here in set number 3 of the evening.
Need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
right, folks, back out of the timeout. So we got 17-15, Muncie Burris in set number 3. I've already told you how important this set is, which, I mean, you know, every set's important, but especially in a 1-1 tie right now. This third set is extremely important. And that's going to sail out of bounds again. So, for whatever reason, now Wapahani has just kind of went off the rails here a little bit. Let's see if they can get it back on the track. And a big point there for Wapahani. Definitely needed that one. As that one served into the net there, we'll see Chloe Cook back in here for Wapahani. And we'll see Mallory Summers back to serve. Perry there with a set up to Adamowitz, blocked. Now set over the net. Here we go. Stewart set to Cook, blocked. Right there, I think that might have been Perry on the block. I mean, Raiders did everything right. You know, just good block. Got to give credit where credit's due. Stewart with a set up to Summers. Skipped over the top of the net. Here we go. Perry now to Manor. Cook bringing some force there. Here we go this time. Back to her again. Soft touch. I think they got away with a 2-hit right there. Now Brewer unable to find any open space. And that's going to head it. They're going to call the touch on Wapahani. Okay, so I couldn't tell if it didn't look like that one of us touched it. Could have, who knows. But nonetheless, point there for Muncie Burris, and they now have a 4-point lead as the Raiders now take their second timeout here in the third set. And so, you know, right now in the huddle, you've got a lot to think about here. You know, you're down by 4 right here close to the end of the third set. And, you know, really we've played good up until about the last, you know, maybe 5-6 points now. You know, we've kind of fallen off to the wayside a little bit, you know, but we're still right there in it. You know, you get this next point and you get the serve again. You're only down by 3. Rattle off some more points, and you know, you're right here, still within more than striking distance. But you've got to come up with some points now to get yourself not only staying in it, but tying this game up and possibly going ahead. Again, just got to regroup, get your mindset right, and let's get going. Set to Cook, and out of bounds again. And now an ace. Goodness, how things have changed. All right, so now Stewart to Stewart now, set to Cook. And inbounds, Cook gets it in there. Nice job, well done there by Chloe Cook. So again, within 5. We'll see Cameron Wise back in there. And also Smith there was back to serve just a moment ago. Oh, goodness. Got called with the lift. That's now Burris 2 points away from taking this third set. Kessler back to serve. Stewart to Stewart, now to Cook. Perry there to Nixon, and got it to go. It's very unfortunate to see. Been a great third set, but fell off in a very bad time, and here we are at set point here for Burris. Set to Wise. Perry sets it over the net. Here we go with Summers. Bad set there, and that cost us as the Owls will take set number 3, 25-17. We'll step aside for a break. We'll be back here with set number 4 coming up live on the WHS Network.
Stop on in at Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Payne in the 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again, a 2-1 lead now here for Muncie Burris. And they start off on the right note here with Lauren Nixon collecting a kill there to take a 1-0 lead. We'll see Ellie Halbert now back in here for the Owls. So Mara Perry back to serve. Summers, Stewart, now to Wise. Great job right there. Great pass, great set, great kill right there from Wise. We'll see Cadence Brewer back in here for Wapahani, and Cameron Wise back to serve. And served into the net. Fortunate there for the Raiders. Now 2-1. We'll see Helen Beach now back in here and serving. Also Animalwoods back in for Muncie Burris. Stewart with a setup to Shock. Kessler there. Back at it. Block there. Actually 4 hits. Couldn't tell if we got a hand in it or not, just assumed, but nonetheless, we'll be tied now at 2. Emily Stewart back in here for Emma Shuck, and Emily will be back to serve. Nice serve right there, worked out well. 3-2 Raiders after the ace from Emily. And then comes right back there with another missile serve. This one lands out of bounds. And we'll see Laura Nixon back to serve here for Muncie Burris. Tied at 3. So up there to Animalwoods. There's Summers. Stewart back to her. Now Beach will get there to Perry. Back to Kessler off the hand of Baker. And out of bounds point goes to Burris. And now they take a 4-3 lead.
All right, get it back. Side out. Let's go. One shot.
And that one was served out of bounds. Tied right back up again now at 4. Chloe Cook back in here for Reese Baker. And Mallory Summers back to serve. Adamowitz. Perry with a set up to Kessler. Smith with the dig. Back to Cook. Beach digs it out that time. Summers, Stewart, Cook. There was Nixon that time. And that's going to be off the hand of Allison Stewart and out of bounds. So 5-4 is Muncie Burris. Cook on the attack there, gets the kill, and tied now at 5. As we'll see Cameron Wise back into the Raider lineup, and then number 17, Corin Meyer,
serving for Wapahani,
in here for Muncie Burris. So Olivia Smith back to serve. Didn't get her with the lift. And now a net violation called on the Lady Owls right there as the Raiders will reclaim the lead here, 6-5. Nixon mishandles that one. Stewart with a set up to Cook. Beach with the dig. Perry sets it to Kessler, and not much there. She hits that one right into the net. And the Raiders now with a 2-point lead. Skipped over the net, very close there, and another missed hit by Kessler. Works out into the favor of Wapahani. And Perry wins that duel right there between her and Wise. So 8-6 now. Emily Adamowitz back to serve. Stewart to Stewart. Now Cook will get there. And Perry with the kill.
Come on, block those. Let's go.
Summers with nice set there to Wise, Stewart, a nice set to Wise. And now a lift call on the Raiders.
How it goes, ways.
Back to Kessler, nice layout there by Mallory. Set to Cook. Handled there by Meyer, now over to Manor. This time handled by Smith and Cook. Trying to find that back corner, but Nixon gets there in time. And Cook collects kill right there to reclaim the lead here for Wapahani. Set up there, Kessler. Smith will dig it out. Now set to Summers there in the back row. Now Manor on the attack. Summers to Stewart. Now to quick set to Wise. And Smith will not get there in time. And once again, we're now at that part of the game where it's back and forth. 1 point for another.
Abigail Kessler.
Set there to Wise. That's going to be off the hands. They have Manor right there. So the Raiders again retake the lead here 10-9. Reese Baker back in here for Chloe Cook. And Baker will be back to serve.
Get it over. Get it over.
Nice floater serve there from Baker. Perry with a set up to Nixon. Smith digs it out. And the set now to Summers. With a kill. So back to a 2-point lead here for Wapahani. Another fine floater serve from Baker. Manor will get it blocked. And the Raiders back here with a 3-point lead. And now a timeout taken by Muncie Burris. And we'll go ahead and stick right here with you during the timeout. Did want to let all of you know that we will be back at it this coming Saturday, so just in a couple days from now. Wapahani has a junior varsity invitational held out there at Wapahani High School. The games will be 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 12 o'clock. We'll have that right here on the broadcast. It's a good opportunity for us to broadcast some JV games. And really the only reason that we haven't done it in quite a few years is simply because of the fact of people really don't watch them. And again, that's not necessarily a slam on the girls from us, from our perspective. But if they don't watch the games, then in some ways there's really no point in broadcasting it, because then, like I said, nobody's watching it. And, we want people to watch the games and enjoy them and get these student athletes the recognition that they deserve. And so we're going to do the games on Saturday. Again, that'll be 10, 11, and 12 o'clock Saturday morning and afternoon. Perry with a set up there to Nixon. Shuck will get over there. Now Smith to Summers, blocked. Back at it again will be Stewart, I think, right there. Mishandled by the Burris Arrows. And the Raiders now with a 4-point lead. And look like Perry might have been hurt there momentarily, but acting all right now, seems to be okay. So back at it here. Nice serve and kept alive by Nixon. Nice block there by Burris, gets it right back here, now 13-10. Halbert re-enters the game for the Owls, and serving will be number 6, Mara Perry. There's Smith to Stewart, now to Summers. Soft touch on the net, nice layout there by Perry. Quick set there to Wise with the kill again. 14-10. Raiders on top here. Cadence Brewer back in. Shuck, now Stewart to Summers. Kept alive. Shuck back on the attack. Beach gets there. Kessler. Manor. Here we go again. Raiders set to Brewer and out of bounds. So Helen Beach back to serve. Shuck will get it over to the free ball action here for Muncie Burris. And it's blocked and it's inbounds. Nicely done. Couldn't tell who got the block on that one. But a job well done nonetheless. As the Raiders now back to a 4-point lead. Nice serve there from Emily again. It's always important, number one, to get the ball over the net and to have that service pressure. Do everything you can to make the opponent uncomfortable there, especially right from the get-go. So 15-12 after a miss hit there by the Raiders. We'll have Lauren Nixon back to serve. There's the floater out of bounds. Nice job of Emily Stewart getting over there, recognizing it's heading out of bounds and left it alone. Chloe Cook back in here for Reese Baker. Mallory Summers back to serve. There's Kessler, now Smith, set right there by Stewart there to Chloe Cook. Bad set there as Kessler really wasn't paying attention. Worked out well there for Wapahani. Kessler on attack, blocked and inbounds. Allison Stewart with the stuff in that time. And now we'll have another timeout taken here by Muncie Burris. They'll step aside here for a quick break. Again, 18-12. Raiders on top here in set number 4. All righty, folks, welcome back here again. Set number 4, 18-12. Wapahani leads. So coming back out of the break here, we have Mallory Summers back to serve. Adamowitz. And Brewer on the attack there. Nice job there by Stewart. And all kinds of action going on right there. Adamowitz, nicely done, saved, and Cook sends it there to the back row. Kessler back on the attack, deflected up in the air. Back to Cook once more. Yes! And the Raiders with a 7-point lead. Obviously, you can always hear when you're in your own Raiders section. Doesn't happen for us too often, but we're nice to be in our own section here tonight. Tipped across there by Halbert. Stewart with a set up to Brewer. This time, but still got enough. And Cook unable to get there in time. Nicely done there by the Owls.
Returning to serve, Ellie Howard.
All right, side out. Let's get it back. Side out. Let's
So
go.
Halbert again serving down by 6. Stewart, Cook. Yes. If only if it was that simple and easy every time.
Wapahani service, Olivia Smith.
So 20-13 now, when again, I think Wise just came in just a moment ago. Perry there to Adamowitz, dug out, and that's going to head well out of bounds.
Back to serve, Emily Adamowitz.
Move your feet back there. Let's go.
So Adamowitz back to serve. There's Stewart, Cook, and that's touched. And we're just waiting on it, folks. The line judge said that there was a touch there by Burris. The referees did not see it. So luckily they got it right there, now 21-14. And Kessler put a little something behind that. Summers, Cook keeps it alive and tipped over. Manor on the attack, Smith with the dig. Oh, goodness. Hit one of the rafters up top and bounced the ball all around. And we'll have a timeout now taken by Wapahani. And we'll stick right here with you during the timeout. So, we'd like to thank some more sponsors again here this evening. I'd like to thank Kara J. Wolf, DDS PC, located at 3915 Willing Avenue in Muncie, Indiana. Make your appointment now to receive great care and to leave with a pristine, beautiful smile. You can contact them at 765-288-1560. And their hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday. So, again, a special thanks there to Kara J. Wolf, DDS PC. Also, another proud sponsor here of us on the WHS Network, B. Joseph Davis, Attorney at Law, located at 400 East Jackson Street in Muncie, Indiana. At the law offices of B. Joseph Davis, which is a highly recommended and respected professional corporation, they strive to aggressively represent all of their clients' interests in all phases of any legal matter. For more information, visit his website at www.bjosephdavis.com. So, coming out of the timeout, the Raiders again up by 5 here, 21-16. Kessler back to serve here for the Lady Owls. Smith, Stewart, Wise. Recipe for success right there. As the Raiders retake a 6-point lead here. And Reese Baker now back in here for Wapahani. Manor. Now Stewart with a setup to Summers. Kessler right there. Kept alive. Shuck on the attack. Dug out. Set up now to Nixon. Stewart to Smith to Summers. Very close there, but at least got a little something on it. Smith gets there, and the Raiders will get it over. There we go. Hammer time. Dug out by Beach. Ricocheted off the trusses up top. So what worked out in their favor last time and not in our favor ended up working out in our favor this time around, as the Owls unable to handle that situation. Kessler digs it out. Perry would set up the Manor. Smith, Stewart, Wise. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. So here we are, set points, 24-16. Raiders lead it. Again, Baker back to serve. Beach, there to Perry, Nixon. Now Smith with the dig, Stewart with a setup to Summers. Kept alive there, nice hustle there from Meyer, and that's going to be 4 hits. You better win. So the Raiders will take set number 4, 25-16, and we're headed to that 5th and decisive set live here on the WHS Network. We'll be back with more right after this. Let's win. All right, folks, here we are back with set number 5 here on the WHS Network. Again, if you are just now joining us, it's an exciting one. I'll tell you that much. 25-12, Muncie Burris took set number 1. Wapahani answered right back, set number 2 with a 25-22 victory. Then Muncie Burris in the third set, 25-17. And then the Raiders back at it there in set number 4 with a 25-16 victory. So, obviously, it's do or die right here, so to speak. Which, granted, we expected this to be a great game, and it's definitely lived up to that. No question. And so we will see number 1, Lauren Nixon, back to serve. There's Wise, and now Cook on the attack, blocked out of bounds. And the Raiders will start off the scoring here in the 5th set. Baker now in here for Cook. And Baker will be back to serve. Set up to Kessler. Smith gets there. Stewart with a set up to Summers. Beats with the dig. Set to Kessler. That's 4 hits. Yes, sir. 2-0 Raiders. Adam Woods with a dig. Set up to Halbert. Shuck gets there. Stewart back over to Summers and blocked by Kessler. So let's see, number 2, Ellie Halbert back to serve. Summers digs it out. Kessler back on the attack, and this hit there by the Raiders. Now we're tied at 2. Smith now to Stewart again to Shuck. Beach will get there. Perry sets it over the net. Here we go with Smith to Summers. Kept alive. Perry gets it over. Here we go. And Stewart will get there. Back to Wise. Adamowitz, soft touch over the net and finds some open space. Summers, Stewart, back to Summers. Beats with a dig. Set up to Adamowitz. Smith digs it. Stewart with a set over Summers. Oh, nice hustle there from Beach. Got to use this here. Summers, bring it down. And we're tied at 3. Subbing back in here will be Corinne Meyer. So Wise back to serve. Perry sets it to Kessler this time, but luckily he's right there. Blocked by Kessler and a point there for Muncie Burris. So see Manor back in here for Muncie Burris. Adamowitz back to serve. Floater serve right there, Brewer. Stewart now to Summers, blocked. Burris takes a 5-3 lead. Summers, Stewart. Brewer will get it over. Here we go with Kessler back on the attack. Stewart lays out for it. Baker, and a little free ball action here for Burris. Set to Manor, way long. Now 5-4. Stewart back to serve, and out of bounds. Crucial error right there. Folks, we're going to have a couple things pop up on your screen. We have actually ran out of time on our camera to record, so if you see some stuff that you're seeing now, don't worry. We're not going anywhere. Just have to delete some stuff here. Redbeard getting after it, and it's like nothing ever happened. But we had to delete so then we could have some recording space here. Broadcast now over 2 hours long. We have Cook now in the ball game, and Mallory Summers back to serve. Dug out and set to Kessler. Smith, Stewart, now Brewer on the attack. Beach with the dig. And Smith digs it out but heads out of bounds. Again, here's Muncie. Burris retakes a 2-point lead. Halbert returns to action for Burris. Mara Perry back to serve. There's Stewart. Stewart, Cook. Tipped over there. And that's very unfortunate miscommunication there by Burris. Really works out to the favor here of Wapahani. Wise now in here for the Raiders. And Olivia Smith back to serve. Perry with a setup. Tipped across. Summers lays out. Now to Wise. Beach to Manor. Cook back on the attack again. Laying out for it. Perry will not get it over. It hits one of the beams, comes back down on their side of the court. And we're now tied at 7. Again, we only played a 15. Just for those of you that are wondering, we don't play to 25. We play to 15. Obviously, you got to win by 2. And this hit there by Stewart sailed out of bounds. And Burris will retake the lead here with Ellis back in here and Helen Beach back to serve. Nice tip over by Allison Stewart. And we're tied at 8. Emma Schock back in here for Emily Stewart. And Allison will be back to serve. Perry saves it. Kessler gets it over. Quick set to Wise. And you have all of them right there, and nobody has touched the ball, unfortunately, there for Wapahani. So again, Muncie Burris with a 9-8 lead now. There's Summers. Stewart. Wise. Yes! Tied at 9. Reese Baker back in here for Chloe Cook. And Baker back to serve. Nice serve from Baker. Perry is set up to Kessler and off the hands of Allison Stewart. So we can't find a way to get over that mountain, so to speak. We're able to tie it up, but we can never take the lead. So Halbert back to serve again here for Muncie Burris. There's Smith to Stewart to Summers. Soft touch right there, and Perry now with Adamowitz. Stewart gets there. Now Baker with a set up to Summers. That was Nixon with a dig. Kessler tips it across in that back corner. And the Raiders will now take a timeout. Down 11-9. Folks will step aside. And we'll be back with more coming out of the timeout. All right, folks, welcome back out of the timeout again. Brandon Orgilius alongside here with me, cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. It's been a great one here, folks. Be even greater if we can win this thing. Down by 2. Again, we only played a 15 in the 5th set, so Burris a few points closer here. We have Ellie Halbert back to serve for the Owls coming out of the timeout. That's going to be served out of bounds. That is big time.
Wapahani service, Cameron Wise.
Brewer back in the Raider lineup. Cameron Wise back to serve. Dug out by Nixon. Kessler takes a hold of it there to Adamowitz. There's Stewart. Baker to Summers. Yeah, better believe it. Tied at 11. Now timeout taken by Burris. The old chess game. Makes it that much more fun and interesting, that's for sure. So we'll stick right here with you during the timeout. Again, the Raiders and Owls here this evening have definitely put on a very nice show for us, that's for sure. Which, you know, like we said, we knew coming into tonight's game that no question it was going to be tough. You know, you got a 3A number 1 team in Burris, obviously 2A number 2 Wapahani, and I guess in some, you know, the rivalry has been kind of renewed here a little bit. I mean, not that it's ever went away, but you know, this is some exciting stuff, and this is what you live for here if you're a volleyball player on either side. You know, you love this competitiveness, and in games like this brings out the best. And it's an ace! Cameron Wise! That's a 12-11 lead. Perry with a set to Kessler, mishandled by Baker. And now we're tied at 12. Nerve-wracking would be the best way to describe this moment. So we have Adamowitz back to serve. There's Summers, Stewart, back to Summers. And that's going to be in there for the kill. Nicely done. Now there's Summers again here as we'll see Emily Stewart back in for Emma Schuck. 13-12 Raiders. Nice serve there, handled by Nixon. Kessler tips it across, and Brewer with the rejection. And here we are at match point. (14-12) Raiders. Might have a little obstruction from some fans, but we're trying to do what we can here. Nixon gets it over. Here we go. Stewart with a set to Summers. Blocked. And this game continues. All right, so we have Kessler back to serve. There's Stewart to Stewart. Summers, soft touch over the net. Now Perry. Here we go. Come on, right here. Right here. Summers. Dug out there by Beach. Tipped over. Here we go again. Mishandled. And they'll get it back across. Here we go. Stewart with a set to Summers. Perry. And in there for the kill will be Nixon. Holy Moses. A timeout now by Wapahani. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're tied now at 14. You gotta love it. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, golly, man. I mean, we had him right there. I still can do it, you know, but gosh. Of course, they don't call it a 5-set thriller for nothing. I'll tell you that much. So Burris will come back out of the timeout here again. Now we're tied at 14. We'll see Kessler back to serve here for the Owls. Smith digs it out. Stewart with a set up to Brewer. Yes! And the Raiders retake the lead. And here is another match point with Chloe Cook back in here for Reese Baker. Mallory Summers back to serve. Come on, ladies. And serve out of bounds. Goodness. Tied at 15. Halbert now back in. And Mara Perry back to serve for the Owls. Summers digs it. Stewart. This time there by Cook, and that's a lift. Yes! Heck yes! And the Raiders again retake the lead at 16-15. So Cameron Wise back in. Olivia Smith back to serve. And mishandled, and the Raiders win it. Oh, heck yes! That is beautiful. Raiders win it in 5 tonight. Coming back after being down 2 sets to 1 on Burris' home floor. A very, very big win here tonight. Good. Man, I just love it. All right, folks. Well, with all this excitement, we gotta end this, unfortunately. because we have got to get this equipment and everything cleaned up and get on the bus to head back home. So, folks, we appreciate you for joining us here tonight. No question, one of the better games that I have definitely seen quite a while. I mean, especially this year, this was the best game by far. To see the relentlessness from here by Wapahani and not willing to give in, and they fought their way to this victory here tonight. This was big time. This was big time. Really, it shows where you're at as a team, and we had the loss to Yorktown, but golly, we played some good volleyball. Didn't start out very good here tonight. There's Linda Gordon's waving to the camera. But didn't start out very good tonight. We kept trucking along and got the job done. A very hard-fought win here tonight. Very, very happy for your Wapahani Lady Raiders. So big win here tonight. Now 10-1 on the season is Wapahani. Again, the Lady Raider varsity team will be back at it on Tuesday night, next Tuesday, September the 17th, as they will be traveling to Shenandoah. So folks, to all of our sponsors, we greatly appreciate them, and we appreciate you all for watching us here this evening, folks. I'm Brandon Morbilius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Good night from Ball Gymnasium.